With anyone for the whole season. We're ready to go. It's round 17 and it starts in the ruck, Julian. It starts with emphasis for the Bombers. Stringer and Shield, two of their big names. There's some holding and the free kick is going. Tip and Woody, once it hits the floor, the danger escalates and this man's on the move. He had time and he spent it all. I thought he'd spent it wide. Dumont bangs it up. Brown looks very likely the luxury of taking it on the chest. 37 goals for the season and a perfect start for Ben Brown. No! Pops it up again. Hooker, who saved it. The last goal, can't stop this one. Zerha. His accuracy is excellent, 62%. He kicked 5-3 last week. Cam Zerha. And he does kick the first goal of the game.
This is the Ben Brown kick earlier, yep. Yeah, so Langford. So it might be a double team. Moon's a good pickup too. They might be thinking there's two. They need two for him.
Well, the ricochet. Cunnington and Zeeble. What a combination they are. It's a behind. So injured himself in his 150th earlier in the year against the Tigers. Ben Brown, nifty off the pack this time, the big fella. Back to the square. Ahern didn't have it favouring his way, but Zerha entered the scene and he can exit it with a big smile on his face.
Front and square, but plays it. And Zerha, it's just the movement. He keeps himself alive. He's constantly on the move, stays involved. I like his low key too, Gary. He's low key when he's kicked that goal. Yes. Really serious head on him.
I like that as well. But Guelphy was the player who just let him go, and really disappointed with that.
Again, the ruse. Not clean the first time, Anderson, and the cuffs were put in on him by McKenna. Waste no time. Tried to improve the angle and a fine strike.
Bit of composure because you've just kicked it long and it's going to get rushed through. That is a clean strike.
He's just flushed it. And again, we spoke about earlier how Essendon have changed their forward half pressure game, being able to score from forward half.
Couple of weeks, and here's Rover talking about opportunity, just his second game. Ben Brown. Whereas this is a vastly different looking lineup. Thought he'd kick one earlier. Knows he's got one now.
Good side or a side in form, I reckon, is that every time they go in, there's multiple options. There's a short look there if he wanted to, and then he comes, they don't go into each other's space. Hooker did the right thing and peeled off Larky to try and provide a little bit of support, but the kick was too good in the end. They've got a lot of options going forward at the moment. We talk about their strength around the booty.
Novak gets busy. Hooker did well to match him. Parrish couldn't get a clean out. Anderson for Thomas. He's shown his class already this year. Just hampered as he kicked the balls. Not a huge amount in it.
Back probably is fair enough, I would have thought. Got him somewhere around the number, but that's...
to the favour of the two big men. It's a long way down for Big Goldie. And Gleeson, had to get a free kick for that, surely.
Come on up.
Not paid. McKernan slips out of another tackle, Zerha. And didn't he guide it with some skill for Rover? His last entry was perfect, and this is just as good to Thomas. They are fortunate here in North Melbourne. 3 from set shots, which is equal #1 for the whole season of any team. And Thomas has been able to just slip that through for another.
Yeah, should have been paid. He took on Gleeson. This is not correct disposal in any way, shape or form, and the frustration for the Bomb will get hit up.
The ball squirts right out the back. McDonald, takes down McDonald, Tip and Woody. McDonald's at each other. Clark to Langford, there's a whistle. And it's an Essendon free at the front of the goals. You won't be able to take anything.
Let's talk about that in isolation too.
We saw it last week as well, Gary. We saw Jack Zeeble do the exact same thing to Hunter Clark.
For Jaden Laverde. This is game number 7 for the season. He makes good from right in front. The Bombers certainly needed it. Out of screen.
Scotty Thompson. Arm around. Falls to ground. Holds him up.
To the ball. They've got no height representation at all. McDonald didn't finish it. Jolts out. And Stringer will.
McDonald, he had to sit. Darren did the right thing. Came back to compete.
Well,
and when you've got players in the air, the opposition have players on the ground.
They'd be enormously disappointed with that. I mean, the kick-in was horrible. They had nothing.
More than he could chew there. Suddenly Zaharakis was able to work it. And eventually the kick inside was absolutely perfect. 2 goals last week, 2 the week before. He's played the last 4 games. It's fallen just short. Has it come off hands? Now it has.
So Nick Larkey was the...
Shield wasn't waiting. McKernan tried to get to where the drop of the ball. Stringer tried to cut through. Stringer does cut through. Stringer! Oh!
Started, Rui. And this is not... That's not the toughness of the brand that we've seen for 5 weeks.
The challenge boots, they keep going up in value, though. Jump online and have a bid for those, but just the strength in the hips to be able to shake the tackle. We know he's an explosive player. It's so hard to bring down when he's got the footy and he's got that head of steam up. He's got no room to work in here. There's 2, 3 North Melbourne players, but just the...
Last night in Perth, may the trend continue. Going to drop at the top of the square. McKernan, a lot of pushing and shoving. Stringer. He was threatening. Mitch Brown. Jamont, they arrive. Brown was threatening again. The Zerha, the Zeds, combining for North.
Guys, McGrath has just come off. We've seen a little bit of a blue here. McGrath has just come off after that big hit from Anderson right in the rib cage. He's got the doctors checking out his rib cage.
Clark was drawn to the ball. And Ben Brown put the ladder down and climbed up 2 or 3. Trying to give the Kangaroos the lead back here at Marvel Stadium. He knows he's put that one through. Let's have a look at the McGrath clash with Anderson.
Well, the news down here, Hutto, is the ambulance have actually just jumped over the fence. The paramedics have joined him and they're actually taking him down under the rooms as we speak. There's Benny Brown just got that great mug. Taking him down the rooms as we speak just to check through that rib cage and chest area.
Well, I hope he's okay, but right now, that is there as a result of a changeover. So Clark is on Cunnington at the stoppage. Clark goes to the footy.
Brown gets the accommodating bounce, well, not quite in the end. Allowed Hurley the chance to fight back. Fight back he did, but Zerha wasn't out of it, and that has been called as... He has to get it all together here and now to extend the lead to 11 points and kick his 3rd goal in the opening term. It was there all the way. During the week.
A wine must have been good.
Absolutely magnificent. Exciting footy. Great connection between the big man Goldstein and Cunnington. Jamont's been good early. Slapped it forward for North. And equally well handled by Gleeson. And again powering out of half back. And there's a free kick. And it's going Essendon's way. Sean McKernan, his last shot fell short. This is going to go left and short.
Did really well from centre clearances, so Clark would be feeling pretty good, and he's not enjoying that, Sean McKernan. That's what you don't want to be doing. It's hard enough against Todd Goldstein.
Decision, and then he realised the folly of that. The pressure grows. McDonald tip and Woody. Oh, he slipped and got a free. The replay will be interesting.
Yes, they don't make a...
5 in the others. So let's see if he can get amongst it. He can early in the 2nd quarter. And the Bombers just edge back.
He's ice cold, and they look like a bottom 4 side. So, well, I guess that's the definition of a barometer, isn't it, in the end? So he's hit the scoreboard now, which is good news.
Adage. Not sure how much of it is, but McGrath gets it high and deep, and McKernan! Commanding mark from Sean McKernan.
But goes back and kicks this, and he could catch fire.
It's not going to... Oh, Ben Brown can spot a chance here. Not the best contact in the world. That just holds up short. Very unlike Ben Brown. Francis, and now McKenna has to put the skates on. He has it bounce when he completely didn't need to. Use Cunnington to get into a better position. That time there was Bomber hands all over it. Redmond. He might have fallen on his back. All in AFL football. Curtis Taylor. Tall for him though. Here's looking for his 2nd goal of the season. He probably had just a split second longer to get balanced.
Where he barely touched the ball for the night, so he's going long periods without any impact whatsoever.
McDonald, Tip and Woody. the spirits for him and the Bomber fans. Sends him inside 50. McGrath had a side it didn't fly. Free kick.
Yeah, there's a big body spoil from...
It's a much tighter second term. The Bombers just throwing away. They've handballed their way all the way to the wing and they're still going. Sort of what they were doing earlier in the year with a lot of handball. And that's about the same success chance with Ben Brown giving him the tease. Instead he went to Saad. Play on. Turner. Anderson. It's all ahead of him. A vacant goal square. A clear shot which he takes.
Presents itself and they react. So Turner, his head's in the game. He's not checking out. He's not saying, right, we haven't got possession, therefore how can I get a kick? He's going, how can I get involved? Right there I can get involved. Forces that turnover. Anderson good enough to finish.
That's been the match by the defensive actions as well.
Back come the Bombers off the boot of McGrath. Almost for Laverde. Brown.
I think in the goal defence.
McKenna's everywhere at the moment. Stringer manufactures something. Equal numbers at the top of the square. Brown, I think McDonald took him what he got his way. Pike down the line. Oh, at the back, there's three roos. Turner gets the escorts. He centred the ball, didn't really play to the numbers. McGrath lost his footing, which made him vulnerable. Thomas. Two teams fighting for probably one spot in the 8 as Merrick gets one high.
He did not, did he? We need to see the replay here. Now that's, hey, in all honesty, the fact that he's done it 4 times and not missed the game is the reason he keeps doing it.
Great, is it?
But this is, he hasn't learned his lesson, Anthony, because there's been no consequence apart from trying to mount the case for him as being a touch accidental, Moons, but maybe we know different. The Essendon Footy Club have had some territory. They've had
flies like that unimpeded. And even better, he hits the target inside 50 and the umpire says he held it long enough. McDonald, Tipungwuti.
Great hit.
22 goals, 6. Should have confidence in McDonald, Tipungwuti, but again, it's just fallen short. You'd swear there was... He has a look at Zeeble and knows he's got him covered. Breaks to the wing and then sends a bit of a helicopter. Nice take, Laverde. Now Fantasia. McDonald, Tipungwuti gets bowled over. Play on.
Hey, he tried to handle over his head.
Now he loses his tread in the pocket and the Kangaroos have dodged another one. McGrath. Back to the square. The heat is on this North Melbourne defence. McDonald, Tipungwuti. You love just to see him play footy just like that.
About where it should be, I reckon, if they blew the siren right now for a great half of footy. His opponent just lost him. I mean, he looked as though he was going to go to the marking contest.
Look at the work on Goldstein, just to take a little bit of body so he couldn't back into the pack. That is just so intelligent.
Yeah, and the kick coming in, I talk about this kick all the time, about going to the most obvious spot where all the defenders just...
Langford curls it back to give them another look. Stringer just waiting. Stringer's in the mood. But he misses to the left.
Another little touch from Fantasia as well.
Oh, it's set up for a huge second half.